Play to the book Mastery by Robert Greene, page 13. And an animal has the capacity to learn, but it largely relies on its instincts to connect to its surroundings and save itself from danger. Through instinct, it can act quickly and effectively. The human relies instead on thinking and rationality to understand its environment, but such thinking can be slow and in its slowness can become ineffective. So much of our obsessive and internal thought process tends to disconnect us from the world. Intuitive power at the mastery level are a mix of the instinctive and the rational, the conscious and the unconscious, the human and the animal. It is our way of making sudden and powerful connection to the environment, to feeling or thinking inside things. As children, we had some of this intuitive power and spontaneity, but it is generally drummed out of us by all the information that overloads our minds over time. Masters return to this childlike state, their works displaying degrees of spontaneity and access to the unconscious, but at a much higher than the child. If we move through the process to this endpoint, we activate the intuitive power latent in every human brain, one that we may have briefly experienced when we worked so deeply on a single problem or a project. In fact, often in life, we have glimpses of this power. For instance, when we have an inkling of what will come next in a particular situation, or when the perfect answer to a problem comes to us out of nowhere. But these moments are ephemeral and not based on enough experience to make them repeatable. When we reach mastery, this intuition is a power at our command, the fruit of working through the linear process. And because the world prizes creativity and this ability to uncover new aspects of reality, it brings us tremendous practical power as well. Think of mastery in this way. Throughout history, men and women have felt trapped by the limitations of their consciousness, by their lack of contact with reality and the power to affect the world around them. They have sought all kinds of shortcuts to these expanded consciousness and the sense of control in the form of magic rituals, trances, incantations, and drugs. They have devoted their lives to alchemy in search of the philosopher's stone, the elusive substance that transformed all matter into gold. This hunger for the magical shortcut has survived to our day in the form of simple formulas for success, ancient secrets finally revealed in which a mere chance of attitude will attract the right energy. There is a grain of truth and practicality in all of these efforts. For instance, the emphasis in magic on deep focus. But in the end, all of this searching is centered on something that does not exist. The effortless path, the effortless path to practical power, the quick and easy solution, the El Dorado of the mind. At the same time that so many people lost themselves in these endless fantasies, they ignore the one real power that they actually possess. And unlike magic or simplistic formulas, we can see the material effects of this power in history, the great discoveries and inventions, the magnificent buildings and works of art, the technological prowess we possess, all works of the masterful mind. This power brings to those who possess it in the kind of connection to reality and the ability to alter the world that the mystics and the magicians of the past could only dream of. Over the centuries, people have placed a wall around such mastery. They have called it genius or have thought of it as inaccessible. They have seen it as the product of privilege, inborn talent, or just the right alignment of the stars. They have made it seem as if it were as elusive as magic. But that wall is imaginary. This is the real secret. The brain that we possess is the work of 6 million years of development. The more than anything else, this evolution of the brain was designed to lead us to mastery, the latent power within us all. End of play 2. End of the play number 2 of the book Robert Greene, and pausing it at page 14. Thank you.